Good evening, friends. We are glad to welcome you for the wonderful session of Mastermind for soulful, mindful meditation program for 21 days. We have been doing the meditation program guided by Mr. Chandra for the last 120 days plus, and we got an excellent benefit out of it. And we thought that this program has to be taken to children and students. We always worry that we could have attended this program 30 years before. I am Balasundram. Let me introduce myself. I was a Managing Director of Power System Private Limited. I am from PAG Tech, 1979 batch. I am doing my own business. And this meditation program has really transformed me a lot, just in attending for 100 days. I used to tell Mr. Chandra that this program I could have attended 30 years before. It would have benefited me a lot. This thought made us to myself and Mr. Ramesh Bafana decided to take it up to students level in a big way. Today is a good start, and we have more than 6,400 registrations, and still people are registering for this program. We want you to commit yourself to participate all the 21 days and see what is the benefits you are getting. Something you get directly, some benefits you get indirectly, which you will be noticing after some time. My diabetic level has come down drastically after attending this program. My mind has become very, very calm and quiet. I could read well. I could talk to everybody very clearly well. I'm really enjoying it. So wish you good luck. And this is a golden opportunity for all of you. Take it up in a nice way. And also once you get the benefit and enjoy it, spread this meditation, which is traditionally is our one, to go to the entire children of this country. So thank you very much. With this, I'll hand over to Mr. Chandra.
Thank you, Balasundramji. Happy afternoon, everybody. We all have our dreams and goals. We all have resolutions, isn't it? As we are graduating out of colleges, or if we have graduated, we all have various dreams and goals. But normally, we start the dream, we have these resolutions on a New Year Day and a birthday. I'm sure, even this COVID time, each of us have taken resolutions. We have these resolutions that we take on birthdays, particularly New Year days. But then guess what? By the end of first week, I suppose 90% would have actually forgotten about the resolution, isn't it? We recognize that in science says that 95% of the time, our day today is exactly same as yesterday. 95% of the time, what we're experiencing today is same as yesterday, because we all have the same repetitive thoughts every day. And so even though you have made resolutions consciously, wanting to excel, wanting to dream about visiting that particular place in the world, wherever that you want to go, wanting to attract that beautiful partner and have a great girlfriend, whatever that is to you, are the boyfriend, are these exams, you want to get those great education in that college, that your dream college, dream jobs, if you have been graduating with the dream jobs. But then at the end of 1 week, usually it falls apart, because we are driven by our thought, which is controlled by the habits and perception that are formed in our subconscious mind. When quantum physics is now saying that our thoughts create our reality, if you knew about it, then you are in the right program to actually see that your thoughts, to move from a current thought pattern to a significantly miraculous thought pattern. This is the program for you. If you knew that thoughts create reality, then you're going to really, really learn and rewire your brain circuits to instill a new set of programs during the next 3 weeks, so that you can actually start thinking miraculously and then create your reality in a great, great way. That many of us are doing it. If you didn't know that your thoughts and feelings create a reality, then you're still in the right program to understand scientifically how it all happens. It is simple. Our thoughts and feelings create reality. Do you have any restriction in your mind what you can think and not think? If your thoughts and feelings create reality, and then is there any restriction that anybody, whether your parents, whether students, teachers, anybody, can they stop you from thinking what you want to think? Can they stop you from feeling what you want to feel? If the answer to you is no, that nobody can stop me, and then if quantum physics is saying thoughts and feelings create reality, dear friends, then this program is absolutely for you. By the end of these 3 weeks, you'll understand scientifically and also practice enough techniques, enough knowledge and wisdom to fundamentally rooted into that state of being where you always feel and think the way that the things that you want to achieve in your life. Welcome to this 3-week mindfulness meditation program for developing enormous amount of confidence, enormous amount of for understanding and then developing various manifestation techniques so that whatever that your dream has been, that you can manifest, at least you're empowered to manifest. If you did not have a specific idea or a goal, there is a program where you're going to develop so much clarity and clarity at the end of the program. If you are, for whatever reason, been challenged by certain health issues, physical or mental, emotional, any kind of issues, here is a program that should help us to get balanced pretty much in the 3 weeks of regular attendance. So I'm Chandra Pulmarsetti. We have Padma Shri, Dr. R.V. Ramanisa, who is the founder and managing trustee of Shankara Eye Foundation. Somebody, like all of us, has a lot of dreams, always wanted to serve. Some want to serve, some want to go in and then live a beautiful life. But for him, his beautiful life has been to serve. And so after his graduation, after excelling in his studies and then became MD, and then he went off to maybe a little while of practice, but went off to found this beautiful foundation. But then with his excellence in his life, excellence in service, he was recognized by the government of India as Padma Shri. So we have him. And we'll take Sir's message about this program, about meditation, that how meditation can fundamentally shift our consciousness, shift our being from ordinary thought to miraculous thought, from no goals to positive and miraculous goals, from negative, depressive, worrisome, anxious thinking to a totally miraculous, life-supporting, dreamful thought process and visualizations. And of course, this program, meditation, how meditation can help us totally heal ourselves of any kind of health condition. Before you go in, sir, I recognize that you may not, you have your time pressed for something, so we take your message before you go into the program, sir. Ramani, sir.
Dear students, hearty congratulations to all of you. Hearty congratulations. I really mean it because it's not a formality. You have chosen a wonderful thing, a kind of a transformation which is going to happen to you, to every one of you over the next 3 weeks' time. Having chosen this, you should have some broad idea about what this program is all about and how you're going to be a beneficiary, undoubtedly. And beyond all that, how are you going to share this wealth of information with other friends as well? We want everyone to benefit out of this. As Balasundaram has said just now, when we were students like you, we did not have an opportunity like this. We never had an opportunity. We used to think of meditation as something which is beyond our reach. Now, thanks to Chandra, the master, last almost 3-4 months, we have been going through the programs conducted by him, and we ourselves feel the enormous benefit. Having seen a major part of our life, still we feel there's so much to learn, so much to unlearn and learn. So you are all very fortunate to take it up, because as youngsters, you're all ready to go up. The future of the nation, the future of the world depends on every one of you. Your parents have so much faith in you. They put you all into some of the best of schools, the best of colleges. You're going to come out successful and you're going to face your life. When you face your life, it's not your own life, life for the whole family, the life for the whole society. And everything starts with you. Meditation, what we used to think quite big in the sense whether we can't reach it and things like that, now it has been made simple but scientific, absolutely scientific. Simple scientific approach to meditation so that everybody can go and reach out to. It is a feeling where we realize we are all part of that speck. We are a speck of the huge universe. Every one of you, me, everybody. You are all part of, we are specks of the entire universe. That's an energy. Whatever religion we all belong to, we have been told to pray. So we go to places of worship. We used to pray there right from our childhood. That was brought in primarily because they wanted us to focus, they wanted us to concentrate and try and achieve the positive thoughts over there. Now, the same thing, what the meditation says is that energy, what we call as God, what we call as the Almighty, that power, that invisible intelligence is the universe. We are all part of that. And this meditation approach, which is such a simple and scientific, what you will all appreciate, how Mr. Chandra makes it so simple and effective. And once you start practicing it, you will start reaping the harvest. And this is the investment you're going to make for your future, I can tell you, confidently assure you. When we do this, you get a lot of clarity in your mind. You're able to focus on whatever you want. Just visualize your own dreams and goals. Life should be a big dreamer. Dream high, dream high. A small dream is a crime. You have to dream big. When you dream big and have very specific goals in front of you, you need to achieve it. How will you achieve it? You need to prepare yourself. Now, meditation, breath mindful meditation is going to give you that foundation. We can assure you, whether it is your academics, your future profession, or whatever entrepreneurship which you're going to take up, you will be a real solid success. Because meditation is going to help you to bridge the conscious and the subconscious mind. There is a conscious mind, there is a subconscious mind. Bridge between that. Give that power. The power of thought is something you need to always think positive. So when you discipline yourself, when you start appreciating that you are part of the whole universe, when you want to imbibe all positive qualities in you, then what happens? You'll only look for truthfulness everywhere. You'll be fair to everyone concerned, everybody for that matter. You will bring friendship with bondage with people, and you'll all become very compassionate. With this, when you develop your own, the brain power, Chandra will explain to you how the different stages, the power of the brain. We all in medical sciences, we used to call it a psychosomatic. I remember when in our college days, I had a roommate of mine who was from Sri Lanka. And he used to do a lot of meditation. And once he said, when I'm in the process of meditation, I want one of you guys to read out X number of pages from a subject, which is not that year's subject, 2 years later, it has to come in. We are not introduced to it. Believe me, we did it. And after he came out, ever since till we left the college, he can easily repeat the whole thing. It had gone into his mind so much. His mind has become a treasure house. It could absorb things, becomes very positive. So that is how meditation is nothing but fine-tuning your conscious and subconscious mind. There is a balanced synchronization which is happening, and it makes you better human beings, successful human beings. Then you start to enjoy every part of your life, whether it's your personal life or your professional life. You will start enjoying it, and you'll also enjoy the joy of giving. So I want to take care of others as well. I tell you, this is a wholesome development. All of us, all of you want to elevate yourself, go up. Life, you have to go up only. So that pursuit of excellence, you want to excel. Whatever you do, you want to excel. And this is a wonderful tool which is going to be given to you. Please make sure that you talk every day to at least 10 of your friends who are still not joined. Ask them to join. Let the benefit reach more and more people. Sitting in the comfort of your own place, you're able to reach out to such wonderful masters like Mr. Chandra. And the advice is what he's giving you beyond the meditation, the words of wisdom. You need to absorb that, make notes of it, and see that you start practicing. It is not just listening to it for 20 days. You need to practice it, and then you will start experiencing the benefit. Both Balasundaram and Ramesh Bafna have put in a lot of efforts to organize this, and all of you have joined. Mr. Chandra, in his own inimitable way, is going to explain everything to you. I'm very happy for all of you because I can foresee the benefits, what you are going to accrue. It's for sure. It might look right now because you're at the starting table. Initially, it is like that. You're going to aim high, you're going to reach something. And for that, meditation is going to help you. Hearty congratulations once again. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir. That's the Padma Shri Dr. R.V. Ramani, sir. Symbol of excellence. A non-profit foundation running best of the best eye hospitals, providing service free of cost, yet the quality is no less than top private hospitals in India. For so many of you may not mean what it means because you may be just even getting out there, but it means significantly special as we've been in the field. Of course, if you have been into nonprofits, you know it, how things are run, but it means significantly special to actually have a nonprofit to be on par with any privately funded organization. Some of you in the management side of the students would understand this balance. Thank you so much, sir, for your message on meditation. Dear friends, after graduating from BITS Pilani in computer science, I have had a very illustrious, very satisfying technical career. I worked in the United States for a few years, but never for some reason, I did not really like to stay, although I was really doing some hardcore programming and technology and some patents and all of that. Then my career moved into starting and then running companies in the IT sector, computer software company. During that time, I got to know about this thing called meditation, breath mindfulness meditation. I learned it from a medical doctor who happened to my brother, my younger brother, Dr. G. He was a medical doctor, and then he was healing his patients. People come to him and they would say, sit down and meditate. And then he would say, we heal ourselves. We have the power to heal ourselves. And I also met a master called Patriji. There are so many people are following him. He was otherwise a marketing officer in Coromandel Fertilizer Company. He was very successful marketing officer in Coromandel Fertilizer Company, traveling around and then talking about why these fertilizers are important to various farmers. But then he was teaching this meditation. And so I was saying there are a lot of people following, hundreds of people following this master, and then a medical doctor is talking about, so I explored myself. I said, okay, let me understand what is there in this meditation. So friends, during my busy, hectic, stressful startup days in the year 2002, I took to this meditation for a couple of months and said, okay, let me understand what's going on. What is this? Why so many people follow it? Because I've been closely observing hundreds and thousands of people who are attending some of the functions. I said, and being a computer science student, I didn't want to just take it just like that. But then deep inside, like a medical doctor is talking about it is there. Like now Ramani sir is talking about. So for 2 months when I explored and when I meditated every day, I was meditating about 45 minutes every day. And sometimes I was doing longer, 1.5 hours, 1 to 1.5 hours. But when I meditated in those 2 months, normally about 40 days, at the end of those 2 months, I absolutely came to a conclusion that it is the meaning that we give to every thought or every event and incident that occurs in our life. What is the meaning we give is what causes us to be happy or not happy. I also came to the conclusion during that time, after studying several books, like the books of Richard Bach, books of Neil Donald Walsh, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Deepak Chopra, MD, and several some others, various books I've read, and then came to a conclusion that our thoughts fundamentally are creating reality. Whatever that we are creating outside is really because of the way we are thinking today and in the past. So after that, then I said, okay, so this is good, because what happened to me as I meditated during 2 months, my response in my workplace changed. My response, my workplace changed. This I'm talking about when I was 33 years. So my response to the workplace, to the colleagues, everybody changed. Until then, very bright, very competitive, always wanting to be in the best and the best places. And then so if certain things did not happen for me, would readily blame, would not hesitate to blame the other person, whether it could be my manager, whether it could be my colleague, whether it could be the external customer. I would not hesitate to blame them and say, it's because of you I did not get something. Even right now, I did not get something, so I would blame them. But then slowly, as I finish this, by the time the end of 2 months, I recognize that it is because of me. Anything that I'm causing for myself outside, the external situation is purely based off of me. And then later, few years later, I corroborated this with the quantum physics, which is fundamentally saying our observation collapses the possibility. Our thoughts and feelings create reality. During the same time, in the initial days of meditations, once understood that happiness or sadness is really in our mind. And whatever we're creating is not because of somebody else, because of us, we are thinking or creating. The stressful days of work have come down quite significantly. I became from hardworking to smart working because my concentration power has increased tremendously. Even now, many of you perhaps are just here, bodily present here, may not be mind present here. That's because of our distraction, Our concentration, so many times when our professors, teachers, everybody tells us, parents tell us, okay, concentrate, focus. Nobody tells us what to do. What is to do with the focus? Do we know? Can anybody tell what to do with focus? To get focus, what do we do? How do we get focus? On average, our mind is getting distracted from the attention at least about 10 times a minute. 10 times a minute, you're sitting down, talking to me, I'm listening to me. Another 10 times means what? 5 seconds is all you have attention. Immediately it goes off into some other thought. Yes or no? 8 to 10 times a minute, if the mind is getting distracted in a minute, then how can we then perceivably understand what teachers are saying, what colleagues are saying? We can't, right? That's why we have to do so much of homework. That's why you have to spend so much time in reading and rereading and rereading. I did not know these techniques. But I'll tell you how it happened for me. When I meditated regularly, then one thing I've noticed, I started getting work done very, very efficiently. I have gained almost about 5 hours of time, extra time in my day. So this simple technique of meditation, ever since then, as I understood, once I gained so much time, once I stopped, I gained so much time, and then I started using that time for many, many dreams that I wanted to achieve for myself. To do more into the programming, because in a startup company, as you are graduating to go into jobs, there will be a certain level of enthusiasm to make a difference in the companies. And so being able to be creative and then do things. So that time is how it lays so much time for myself. Then along the way, as a scientific mind, I wanted to understand all of this scientifically. So there I got into reading various books by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I've read so many medical doctors and psychologists and quantum physicists, Amit Goswami, Fred Alan Wolf, Bruce Lipton, who is a bioscientist. So that all of them have started putting enough scientific evidence to say that meditation fundamentally is helping us make our thoughts and feelings create our reality. Our thoughts and feelings create reality, and the meditation is helping us make it really, really happen beautifully for us. So during the next 3 weeks, we will learn and practice meditation. We will learn scientifically how meditation can help us change our thought process, and then always stay on a very positive, miraculous thought process so that we can then stay focusedly on something that really supports us in going to help us grow. to help us acquire that dream job, to help us acquire that dream opportunity in a college or a dream seat or whatever that is, to help us fulfill whatever that your childhood dreams if you're wanting to start a business as you come out of the colleges. Whatever that you have as a dream, meditation fundamentally can help us stay on that path very strongly and then understand the techniques of visualization using which one can actively achieve their dreams. If anybody is, meditation is fundamentally increasing the physical vitality, is increase the physical vitality, so passion for life. So many of them said, when I was 33, they said, what are you doing? You're getting into meditation, you're going to waste your life. No, I used to live in Bangalore. There is a beautiful ice cream parlor. It's called Lakeview, in the middle of the city. And we used to live in the outskirts. Isn't it so nice to go into that thing around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night and go and have an ice cream? The way I've been conditioned all along is that after 9 o'clock, just stay home. It's not safe. Don't go out. But then after coming into meditation, some of those things have been rewired. All those false beliefs have been rewired. And so we started enjoying. It didn't matter. We used to take a very young children. We used to go with them at night, 11 o'clock, drive and then go there and then have an ice cream and come back. I'm with you guys. I used to have, what an excellent time, thanks to the meditation where I didn't have to have rewire myself and confine myself to the places, but many false beliefs have been broken down. I used to go out when I was in California, going into these Berkeley streets, university streets, and there's so much of energy in there. It used to be like that for me at BITS Pilani. The campus always is bubbling with energy. But then somewhere slowly personality got redefined as we're going in because of the environment. You know, environment creates our personality. I'll give you a small example. In Boston, near Boston, they've done a research. For 1 week, they've taken people who's aged between 40 and 60. They've taken a set of people to the resort. And that resort was decorated to be 20 years old in time. These are 40 to 60 years age. They're taken to a resort, and the resort they decorated to be 20 years earlier in time. So in terms of the TV, the shows, the dressing style, the food habits, the environment, the furniture, the whole setting was set up as if they're 20 years earlier in age. So this experiment happened in 95. So think of it as, that resort was set for 1975. That is the setting. But these people are 40 to 60 years. Now, guess what? After 1 week, they've divided them into two groups. In one group, they said, hey, you think you are younger by 20 years and then enjoy the facility. And for another group, they said, just go in and enjoy the facility. One group, they said, think you're younger. Another group, just go in and enjoy the facility. At the end of 1 week, people who are 40 to 60 years, what happens? You start developing hunchback, right? Many of them, you know it. Because we've been told that, okay, our life is ending, right? This is how it is, this unfair world. And then what life is ending, this is all end, retirement is coming. So be slow down, your body is not going to cooperate and all that stuff is there. So, but then at the end of 1 week, the team, the people who just did not think that they're younger, but just enjoying the facility, they became younger by 44% of them became younger. And those who are thinking they're younger, also 65% became younger. What does it mean to be younger? They started playing squash. They started running. They showed extra height because the hunchback is gone. They're eating a lot more. They're doing everything. So our thoughts and environment creates a reality. So just with that 1 week of a new environment made them different. So different. So quantum physics is fundamentally corroborating that the environment that we are in is producing certain level of memories, and the memories go in and then trigger certain thoughts. And so the thoughts will go back into feelings. And so the thoughts and feelings create our outer reality. Quantum physics is saying we are deep inside, we're just energy. This is a fascinating study. 99.99% of a body is energy emptiness, and only 0.01% we are matter. Can you believe that? We are only 0.01% matter. We go into the subatomic particles at the atom level, into the electrons and neutron. At that level, if you see, quantum physics is demonstrated that all of that is empty and only 0.01% is mass, which basically is that electron and neutron, right? And if our atom is so empty and molecules are naturally empty, So our body cells are empty, and hence our organs are empty, and the body is empty. You follow me? So now what is that emptiness? Quantum physics says it's all energy. We are empty and it's all energy. And what is there in that emptiness? Emptiness contains it's energy, waves of energy, and it's all information which is influenced by thought. Information influenced by thought. So we learn as we go along that famous experiment called double slit experiment, which demonstrates that observed effect of whatever that we wish, whatever we observe is what manifests out there. So meditation, the link to the meditation is that meditation is helping us experience that energy. Because meditation is about emptying our mind. When we empty our mind, we experience that energy. That energy where everything is connected. So quantum physics is saying that infinite field of energy, and we are infinite possibilities, and with our thought and feeling, we create we manifest the possibility into the physicality. And so we're going to understand. And so meditation is empties ourselves, and meditation helps us change our thought from negative or neutral thought to a positive miraculous thought. And as a result, one, we experience that energy where we become the whole from a tiny limited matter that we are right now. We perceive ourselves to become much bigger version of ourselves when we become that energy and start changing. Normally we're changing matter to matter. You are here and then you think, I need to get a seat, education, I need to get my seat in the UCL College, University College of London. I need to get a seat in Purdue University. I need to go and then study in the IIM Bangalore. So for that, your thinking matter, you are here, you're in the third year, you need to write exams, you need to do that, then you need to excel, you need to have probably some permission from people, everything you're thinking matter to matter. So you need to get from A to B. It takes whole amount of time, whole amount of effort. But in meditation, when we become energy, we are trying to do energy to matter. We're trying to change from instead of matter to matter, trying energy to matter. It's like this. If water molecule, if you take water, condensed water is ice. If you want to take an ice cube and then ask you to change it into a hectagon shape or sphere, take a cube and then change it to a sphere, you want to take some time, isn't it? Matter to matter. But then if you're going to apply some heat and then it becomes water and then cast it into a cube, then you get a perfect cube. It becomes much easy. So meditation is the process fundamentally is helping us rather than trying to change matter to matter. It's going to help us to change from energy to matter, elevate ourselves to become that energy, experience that energy, and then rectify our mind and then change the thought in such a way that now we change from energy and then directly collapse a possibility using the quantum science principles. Meditation helped me and helps a whole bunch of us to relive, ignite, and then enhance the quality of life. It's not to renounce. So the reason I took that ice cream example is that now, ever since I came into meditation, all those little pleasures are more and more enhanced. So it's not to renounce life, it is to actually enhance life. If you understand that our thoughts can feelings create reality, and then if I can change my thought, rather than saying that my education institute does not support me, my parents did not have enough facilities, my colleagues are always, my fellow friends are always mean to me, my professors just didn't have adequate knowledge, my school doesn't have enough infrastructure. We can say any amount of those, dear friends. Our India country is, this government just sucks. We can say any of those and then create a reality equal to that. Or the moment we understand that which thoughts and feelings create reality, we change the thought to something that you really dream of and then still create the reality no matter what your environment is. Just like those senior citizens, just by being in a resort for a week, by changing their environment, they're able to change many things for them. After that 1 week, by the way, they went back and then lived their life happily as a very young people, not as old people again. So friends, this technique of meditation is very, very simple. Let's practice some meditation. Every day for the next 3 weeks, we're going to do some meditation. Very easy, most easy. And then as youngsters, all we need to do is to meditate for about 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes of meditation. The goal of meditation is to empty our mind. We have on average 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day in our mind, 50 to 70,000 thoughts. That's why we are getting distracted in a minute. You know how many times? 8 to 10 times per minute we get distracted. No attention. Because we have so many thoughts. And then meditation, the goal of meditation is to empty our mind for the duration. And we do that by observing a normal natural breath. Observing a normal natural breath, we can empty our mind. I would like us to practice the technique And then we'll talk back again. Let's practice. Let's go into the practice at this time. If anybody is not able to join, log into the Zoom, then our YouTube channel is live, Buddha CEO Foundation. So let's practice for some time and then again understand the meditation experiences for today. The technique for meditation is very simple, is observing a normal natural breath. Let me put in a slide to show the posture of how you meditate. So this is a posture. I hope you're able to see this. So you can sit in the chair or on the floor. And the meditation is called breath mindfulness meditation or anapanasati in Pali language. Ana means to be in breath and apana is out breath. Sati means to be with your in breath and out breath. Simple. It can't be get any simpler than this. Even 5-year-old can practice, right? So sit in a chair or on the floor, cross-legged, right, at ankles, and then fingers into fingers. Close your eyes, remove your specs. That is the posture. Close your eyes, remove your specs. And the process is to observe the breath. So when you remove the specs, close your eyes, fingers into fingers, cross your feet at ankles, right? And then observe your normal natural breath. We are breathing on average, we breathe anywhere between 15 to 18 times per minute. So we are observing the breath going in and coming out. Natural breath, no forceful inhalation. This is not a special yoga of doing any breathing, any special technique. All we are doing is Sukhamaya Pranayama. That means we are with the natural breath. You are in a most comfortable posture. Spine is not necessary to be erect. You don't have to make the spine erect. But eyes have to be closed throughout. 80% of our distractions come from eyes. So you have to close your eyes, all right? And then lock the body by crossing legs and crossing fingers into fingers, right? Lock the body and then close your eyes. Remove the specs, not required. Remove any smartwatches if you have them, not required. And then simply in that comfortable posture, observe your normal natural breath. You observe the breath, and as you observe the breath slowly becomes lighter, 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 shorter, shorter, shorter. Many people can experience that. Some may not experience, but put your attention on the breath. And as the breath is becoming lighter, slowly your mind, the thoughts also slowly come down. Right, friends? Thoughts also slowly come down. But however, since we have these thousands of thoughts, if you're worried about tomorrow's submissions, if you're worried about what happens with your admission this year, because COVID still things have not recovered. So many countries, many institutes are not really open fully. So you're worried. All of those, dear friends, all those worries will pull our attention back into the thought. But when you realize you're still thinking, you bring your attention back to the breath again. After a few seconds, again, your attention goes back to the thought. Maybe after 2 minutes, because you're thinking, and you come back. When you recognize that you're thinking, bring your attention back to the breath. So you will be finding yourself potentially in a state of going on to the thought and then coming to the breath. Again, back to the thought, back to the breath. You may be oscillating between these two states for the whole duration, which is perfectly normal. All right, friends, that is perfectly normal. Our goal is to bring our attention back to the breath as much as possible and then observe the breath is going in, coming out. As you observe, slowly thoughts come down, breath becomes lighter, lighter, lighter to the point where it becomes almost non-existent. That's the time we are switching to the other side. We are knocking on the doors of this quantum energy field, which is that infinite energy field that exists all over. If a body is 99.99999% empty, which is full of energy, then we start experiencing that energy. Because we are withdrawing all thought, and every thought is nothing but a thought is nothing but a memory of an experience, which is called either a person or a place or a thing. Everything is about a person, place, or a thing, right? And so when we pull out all the thoughts, we are completely withdrawing our attention off the matter, means our body and our entire environment. And so then you are nothing, then we experience what we are left with, which is that energy, quantum physics. So we experience that energy different. So in meditation, when we observe the breath, empty the mind, automatically your mind gets empty, and then we start experiencing the whole emptiness. Now I'll be playing music, and we'll also be guiding. Use my guidance to break the thought sometimes, because many times we go into the thought. And then for the next 3 weeks, we'll be practicing this technique very, very simply. So relax yourself, sit comfortably, dear friends. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. Those of you who have earphones, Use earphones for more effective meditation. There'll be some good music. The music plays, but your job is to be on the breath. The music may play, but your job is to be on the breath. And when attention goes off to the thought, bring it back to the breath. And as you are becoming empty and as becoming lighter, you may experience several things in the body. Maybe some feelings, maybe some visions, some colors, body movements. In the meditation, we become a witness and observe whatever is happening in your body. Just simply be an observer and keep on observing and observing, observing. Do not interpret. Set aside your analytical mind, the thing that wants to interpret and say, hey, what's happening to my body right now? Or is it what I experienced 10 days ago? Just avoid all those things. Or if you get a thought and say, oh, is it about my submission next? Don't analyze any of them. Just be a witness to all the thought that's happening, all that experience you're having in meditation. Observe the breath, and then as the breath is becoming lighter, 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 your mind is getting empty. You may experience something, anything that you experience, be a witness to it, and then simply observe it, all of that. And then you keep your eyes closed for the whole duration until the time I say in the end, okay, you may open your eyes whenever you're ready. So that's the time to open the eyes, dear friends. Relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed. That's wonderful meditation for the first day. Yes, we did for just about 20 minutes. And now we are over time. We want to end this for first day around 7 o'clock, but we'll look to end in about 10 minutes shortly. Anybody would like to share how you experience this meditation? This is the technique that we're going to practice a little longer. Anybody would like to share anything? You can raise your hand, one or two. Yes, Mr. Ayush Nanda.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so initially, as you told, like my thoughts were going here and there. I was coming back and forth to the thought and then again to the breath. But slowly, as time progressed, I started feeling really very good. And during that gratitude part, I was like, it felt very nice from the inside. So I'm really, really thankful, I guess. Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. That's nice, Ayush. Nice to know. Vishnu?
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
So I had an experience of like journey towards something.
Okay.
I could feel some changes in my body, some energy has been got into my body. Like I can feel better now. I felt like I'm surrounded with a black space, like open space.
Wow. Okay.
That's all. It's like a universe, maximum like a universe. I can compare it to universe.
Okay.
So I feel better now, sir.
Wonderful. Yes, some of you others, whatever you felt, you can express in the chat there, right? So if you have felt heaviness in the body, anybody who has felt heaviness in the body, you can say yes there in the chat. Anybody felt lightness, any part of the body, whether head is light, hand is light, right? Heaviness or lightness, anywhere. How many people felt as if they're flying? Anybody felt floating? Anybody felt whirling sensation? Anybody felt the body is swaying to the left, to the right? Yes, I felt like flying. Okay, heaviness is there. Body is swaying to the left or right, drooping down forward, backward. Maybe like anybody felt their head, somebody's pulling off your neck up. What about some visions? Did anybody see visions? Anybody saw colors, scenes? What about tingling sensation here? How many people felt tingling sensation here? Any tingling sensation in your fingers? Black hole kind of experience. Okay, any feelings, fingers tingling sensation, any part of the body? How about some pains? Did anybody feel pain? Somewhere, anywhere. Left eye pain, back pain, anywhere. All right, brightness. How many people felt they're non-existent? Whether their hands didn't exist, body didn't exist, you didn't exist? Friends, all of that, if you have experienced something, all of that is an experience of that energy. In meditation, when we are emptying ourselves, like I said, every thought is nothing but a person or a place or a thing at a given time. And when we empty our mind and then empty the thoughts, the mind empty means thoughts are gone. So our attention on the matter is gone. So life, physical reality is gone. So what we are inside is emptiness. We experience that emptiness and energy. And that energy is experienced in many, many ways. All of those are various parts of the energy experience. Some people don't experience anything. It is not necessary that you have to experience something, but those who experienced it, it is that experience of that energy. That's the first indication that we are an energy being. And when we observe a breath, automatically we become empty, and so we start experiencing energy in many, many ways. We learn the science as we go along, right? But it needless to say, for today, it is that much to say that in meditation, we experience that energy in many forms of all those things I mentioned. Today, we're going to post a book in the WhatsApp groups. Those of you watching on the YouTube or in the Zoom, you've been sent an email with a link to a WhatsApp group because we got a 3 weeks of journey. And 3 weeks we have formed WhatsApp groups. We're assigned to WhatsApp groups, and you are assigned a facilitator. Very, very experienced people from London, from Dubai, from Visakhapatnam, from Bangalore, from all over India. We have facilitators who are assigned to your groups, experienced volunteers who are working in many, many ways, successful in their own fields, but they're willing to help. So be part of that WhatsApp group. And there we're going to post a book called Meditation is Easy, a small read. We'd want you to read that book. And there are 2 pages about experiences, and I'll read them. So that you can correlate in terms of whatever you felt. You can go back and read that and say, okay, so this is what it means to me. That's one. So in this next 3 weeks of program, every day we will meditate, but then we have scientific wisdom. We're going to talk about the wisdom. This whole week we're going to learn about mind, various states of mind, the brain waves. There is a science around the whole brain waves. You know why? If you don't sleep, many people cannot sleep. And then why do we cannot sleep? And sometimes we have this heartburn issue, indigestion issue. I'm sure many of you have, right? You know, we think that, oh, the food is the thing. That's the reason it is all happening. It's because of the food, and put it on this and that. But we understand scientifically what happens and what happens in the body, and then how meditation can help resolve a lot of those aspects. We'll understand scientifically how our thoughts create reality. And then how, if anybody is going through an anxiety or depression or any kind of addictions, we'll understand if meditation can help us get out of them, in case you want to get out of them. So all of this is what we'll understand during the entire 3 weeks. On Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, we'll be understanding these aspects. The rest of the days we'll be sharing, having a lot of Q&A interactions. And we also have successful leaders, successful your colleagues of some of your fellow students and friends who have transformed themselves through meditation, who landed those dream job, who landed a admission, right? Any of them. So we'll also understand how they healed themselves, how they came out of addictions, and whatever that is, right? We'll understand those also in the next 3 weeks on certain remaining days. So we have a packed program for all 3 weeks, right? We wish that you be on every day sharp at 5:30 p.m. And then we close the session by 6:30. And then we have a Q&A after the session formally closes. Anybody wants to stay back and understand more, so I'll be happy to be there, right? So tomorrow, I will introduce you to all the team facilitators who are going to be helping you in the next 3 weeks of journey. So if you experience something today, and this only will get intensified, it will be much more enjoyable, more pleasurable as we go along, as we're going to experience it, because there'll be a lot of areas of meditation we're going to do as we go along. And so it feels so great that as youngsters that you're taken to this, and then you're willing to commit yourself. And then if you give your 100% time, and initially, yes, it'll be distracting because you didn't have meditation, but I promise as we go along, as you do a little bit more meditation, it becomes so easy for us to either observe the breath or even to listen to some of the topics they're talking about. So with that, dear friends, we conclude today's session. But before that, I wanted to have a special guest, very successful professor from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. If you're dreamt of getting into IIM Bangalore or any IIMs or any IITs, so we have a professor who has been very successful, and then Mr. Jagadish, Professor Jagadish, to share his view of meditation. And then Sir has been taught so many students, so many, right? Very successful. And some of the students are deans of various other institutes, and then all over the world in many places. So he's there. He's going to be with us in the next 3 weeks or so, whenever time permits, sir. Your comments. I know you're formerly working at IIM, and then you're still doing teaching in many places now. Your quick, your message. I know we're going to take messages from you throughout, but today, on the opening day.
Yeah, thank you and greetings to all of you. It's already past time. I know you're very restless. So I would like to say much today. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk a lot more. You have the first day, and as I noticed, most of you have put on the chat that they have already felt comfortable, they felt relaxed, and so on and so forth. Many of you who think you haven't had experience anything, be sure that it has happened. You might not have realized it, but it happened in you, and you'll feel it. And with Master Chandra or you explaining things to you, I will look forward to talking to you more as we go along. As for today, wish you all the best and let that agitation that you all experience. I know, I very much know most of you have been with this kind of society for many years, and I'm sure you'll all be blessed with this kind of an experience. Miss Master Chandra has experienced you. I'll talk more of it some other day. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful. And don't forget to become a WhatsApp group member. Our window of connectivity, all of it will happen only through WhatsApp group, dear friends. So become part of the WhatsApp groups, and so that we can stay connected. And readily in the description of the group, you'll have the facilitator name with the phone number and some of the other details that are going to be available in that group. All right. And this particular recording will be available on our our YouTube channel, Buddha CEO, Buddha CEO. Right? We're going to become Buddhas, we're going to become CEOs, both. That's the whole idea through this meditation. Right? We're going to have a perfectly balanced. We're going to become Gandhis on one side, and then you're going to become a CEO on the other side. I mean, Buddha on the other side. Gandhi on one side, Buddha on the other side. Whatever that you want to be, right? That's really the idea of this meditation, right? And so we'll meet back again tomorrow with more. This program not only have these experience sharing leaders coming in, but you have something called book clubs where we read books, and we want you to join us in reading books. That's going to talk about the tomorrow, right? In addition to introducing all the facilitators so that we stay connected. Friends, have a wonderful rest of the evening, and do read that book, and then we'll stay connected to come back tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. sharp. Thank you all and have a great day.